Everybody, I'm Justin with AmericanMuscle.com, and welcome to my best of video for the Axleback exhaust category for your 2005 to 2009 V6 Mustang. Now, the purpose of this video is to give you my top 3 picks on the site currently, using a combination of customer feedback and popularity, along with factoring in my own experience here at AM as well to help you guys select a quiet, medium, or wild system for that V6. But first, let's state the obvious. The factory muffler situation on the 4-liter V6 is a bit unfortunate to say the least, right? Single exit configuration and practically zero tone. Now, some V6 owners out there might opt to go with a true dual system, which I agree might look a little bit better, but will ultimately cost you more money and involve a little bit more work, while other owners are content with just adding more volume and keeping the cost down by sticking with a single muffler configuration. So with that said, we're gonna be focusing in on the single exit muffler configuration here for the purposes of this video. Not only will they be a little bit more affordable, but they'll also be much easier to install in about an hour or so from start to finish using nothing more than a few basic hand tools. So without further ado, let's jump into my first pick. First up, let's talk about my selection for a mild or quiet Axleback for the 05 to 09 V6 cars. And for that, I went with the Flowmaster American Thunder Axleback. Now, this is gonna be a great choice for the owners who would like a little bit more volume compared to their stock system, but would prefer to still keep things relatively quiet overall. That's why I'm ranking this Axleback a strong 2 out of 5 on my Wake the Neighbor scale, and here's what it sounds like. Flowmaster is one of the most recognizable names in the exhaust game, and over the last few decades have made thousands of Mustangs sound better, and that even includes the 4-liter S197 V6. Now, the American Thunder is a very popular system within the Flowmaster lineup and is all centered around the relatively mild 60 series muffler. Now, that muffler and the 2.5-inch mandrel bent tubing have been built using aluminized steel before being finished off with the signature Flowmaster black paint. The tip, however, is 100% stainless steel, 3.5 inches in diameter, and embossed with the Flowmaster logo. Altogether, guys, a very popular system from a legend in the industry, and at the mid-$200 price point, a relatively affordable way to slightly increase the volume in your V6. Next up, we have our medium system, and for that, I went with a very affordable Pipe Street Pro. Now, this Axleback will be for the owners out there who want a convincing amount of volume overall, but without all of the carnage of our wild system, which I ranked a healthy 3 out of 5 on my Wake the Neighbor scale, and here's what it sounds like. Now, just like the Flowmaster, the Pipe Street Pro here will boast over 100 5-star reviews and will also be the most affordable on our list and one of the most affordable in the category at just north of 150 bucks. Now, despite its low price point, the pipes will deliver a full stainless steel build throughout, which is even better at reducing corrosion when compared to the aluminized steel of the Flowmaster. As you can tell from the name, the pipe system does incorporate their Street Pro muffler, which does feature an internal louvered tube, which is ultimately going to allow for a little bit more sound when compared to the chambered 60 series of the Flowmaster. And hopefully that came through with the sound clips, because the difference between this and the Flowmaster, I understand, isn't huge, but in my opinion, the pipe system will be a little bit more aggressive and a little bit more rough around the edges. But aside from that Street Pro muffler, you're gonna be looking at a very familiar recipe when it comes to aftermarket S197 V6 exhaust. That includes 2.5-inch mandrel bent tubing, a single muffler, all exiting out a 3.5-inch polished tip, this time embossed with the Pipes logo. Altogether, the Street Pro offers huge bang for your buck, giving you a full stainless steel build, along with a good amount of bark for just north of 150 bucks, making this one of the biggest no-brainers on the site. Last but not least, we have the Wild system, and while Wild and V6 typically don't go hand in hand, the SLP Power-Flo will certainly turn more than a few heads. That's why I'm ranking this Axleback a strong 4 out of 5 on my Wake the Neighbor scale, and here's what it sounds like. Now, as you guys just heard, if you want loud, the SLP will certainly be the system for you. On the other hand, if you're looking for a little bit more tone but don't want to alert people in the next town over that you have a V6, well, you might want to consider one of our first two systems instead. But just looking at the SLP, you can tell things are going to be different right away. The Power-Flo does utilize a straight-through muffler design, which obviously allows for a lot more noise than our first two systems, and hopefully that was pretty obvious with our sound clips. Like the pipes, the SLP will also deliver a full stainless steel build, but at a slightly higher cost. In fact, just north of 200 bucks is what you're going to be looking at here for the Power-Flo from SLP. A little bit of 2.5-inch mandrel bent tubing there, of course your muffler itself, all exiting out the polished 3.5-inch tip. Guys, when going loud with your V6 is the #1 priority. The SLP is my favorite on the site and an easy choice for my wild system here in this video. Well guys, that's gonna wrap up our best of video for the V6 Axleback exhaust systems. Now, if you do want any more information on any of the systems listed in this video, feel free to check out the respective product pages at any time. And if you're not sold on any of the systems in this video, feel free to check out the rest of our selection here at AM. In the meantime, I'm Justin, thanks for watching, and for all things Mustang, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.